So good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today, let's make sure this looks good. Yeah, I think we're good. We are going to make a French press, and this French press recipe or procedure is from a YouTuber named James Hoffman. And James Hoffman, he won the competition for like the world's best barista or some such kind of thing. And yeah, this is not working how I want it to work. And so he started a YouTube channel, and he goes over coffee and kind of the ideas around coffee as well, and trying to make basically what you can use for the best cup. Now, I'm not a big French press person. I have not made a lot of French press coffee. So we're going to go by his recipe, and we're going to figure out, does this work? Now, the issue with this is that his methodology takes a while. It takes about 11 minutes to make as far as brewing time goes. Well, we're going to actually measure out the coffee, and you want to do a 15-to-1 ratio. So you want to do 1 gram of coffee to 15 grams of water. I did the math. It's going to be a 16 grams or so of coffee. So let's first start with that. We are going to hit tare on this. So now we're starting off on our scale. I'll start the water and grind the coffee. Now, how's everybody's Tuesday going? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. We definitely are. We're going to get some coffee going here. So, all right. And then what we do is, you want to kind of a somewhat coarse grind. This might actually be a little too thin, but for today's purposes, I think we're going to be okay. You also want 2 spoons as well. So let's start off and get 16 grams of...
Where's Amazon?
Yeah, so it's here. It says we're live, but it also is not showing up on this thing for some reason either. So let me...
Because I went upstairs, I looked, and it wasn't going on.
Where is this? Oh, man. I really hate this thing. There we go. Let's see if it's showing up now. Yeah, so there's my upcoming preview. I hit go live. I did this already. Okay. There, now we're live.
Now you're live.
Now I'm live. I am not dead. All right, let's see if we can get 16 grams of coffee here. So maybe one more scoop out. Okay, so we're at 16 grams of coffee, and then we're going to wait for the water to heat up. And then what you're going to do is we're going to tare this again, and then we're going to add 242 grams of hot water straight to here. And then you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And as the water is steeping, you're going to kind of remove the top layer after 5 minutes. And then after that, you'll let it sit for another 7 minutes. Plunge slightly, and then we're going to pour it in. In the meantime, the other thing that I wanted to do is actually look at making a couple of risotto shots using this thing. This is an ROK. It is a manual espresso press. So this thing is really cool. It's hard to dial in, but I think I got it dialed in yesterday. Right, water's boiling, so we'll be up soon. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to ground some of the finer grounds, the espresso press. I think I did this at a 7 or an 11. All right. We're going to go ahead and just do a espresso grind. Okay, so we've got this zeroed out now. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice.
Oh yeah, it smells good.
Yeah. All right, water's about done. Literally watching water boil over here. Actually, can you get a timer out on your phone?
How long?
We're going to do 5 minutes. Okay. As soon as I pour the water in. All right. Water's done, so we have a kettle of boiling water, and we're going to pour in 242 grams of water. You can go into the timer. Okay. So there's 242, and then you're going to give it a little bit of a swirl. And what you're trying to do is you want all of the coffee grounds wet. You do not want dry clumps in there. All right, and then we start a 5-minute timer. So as that is going, we're going to set this over to the side. And I am going to use this. Now, what I'm making is a flat white. And what a flat white is, it's 2 Ristretto pours. And that is, it's a standard dosage from an espresso shot, but you half the amount of water. So if you're typically doing a 40 to 50 gram pull of water, you're going to do 25 grams of water. So it's a much more robust shot. It's not as water, so it's a less extraction from your espresso. So let's go ahead and get about 16 grams, which is a heaping scoopful of this. And a little more. And this is messy. And what you're going to do is you're going to tamp it down. And you want a smooth bed of grounds. Like so. And we're going to attach it here. I think I got the thing in all the way. There we go. All right. And then what's going to happen is that this has a plunger in it. And as you lift it up, the hot water that's in there is going to seep down into this chamber. And then you press down, and that's what creates the pressure until you get a shot pour. So I use a little quarter cup. Let's get that water back up to temperature. Now, a typical pour for me, if I'm using 16 grams of coffee, is close to a quarter cup of water. And that equals 200 grams or so of water. Yep, there we go. Get back up to temperature, and we're going to pour it straight in. The amount of water you put up here isn't as important. I wouldn't go all the way to the top because it does make it a little more difficult for the water to seep down without a little bit of splashing. So you pull it up, and what you're going to do is once you get to a point, the water will drain into the chamber. You can kind of see it now dripping in, and you're going to wait. And what this does is now you're pre-infusing the coffee grounds that are in there. So you want that bloom to occur where you're releasing the carbon dioxide, you're releasing all of the oils, and this is what's going to make a much better taste. And it's also going to allow the puck to expand so that you don't get channeling for your pour.
Where did we get that rock from?
We were given this, actually. We were gifted this by my old boss. Okay, so now that we're here, we've waited about 15 seconds, and we're going to press down. And you don't want to press too hard. You should get, there you go.
Oh, that's black. Look at that.
And then we're going to go about halfway on this. And that's our pour for that. And then we're going to take the rest of it. So this is the pour that you're doing. And you can see that that is nice crema on top. It's beautiful, but we only want half pour. So typically I'd go up almost to the marker on this. Now there's still water inside of here, and we're going to just flush out the system and start a new one. So we don't want water left in there. It'll be a mess when you open it up. So we are literally going to push this until all the water is extracted. And you can hear the pressure release whenever you go down with it. And you basically keep doing it until you'll see like a little sputter at the end when all the water comes out. So you could be a little smarter with this and actually put less water in as well. Okay, perfect. So the timer for the other coffee is done. So what we're going to do, there we go. So that's done. We are going to put this to the side, and we'll come back to this. Now, the French press. We're going to take a couple of spoons, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of this material from the top. You're to try to get out all the floating bits. From there, and what's going to happen is all of the sediment and the grit and everything else is going to settle to the bottom of the coffee. So if you were able to see, you're not going to be able to see it in here, but there is all the coffee grounds. So it's a light gradient that goes down to like a darker gradient at the bottom, and that darker gradient is what you want. You want all of those to go down. So now we're going to start a 7-minute timer, and this is where patience for a French press really comes into play. So can you start a 7-minute timer?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, let's take care of this. So let's pull the puck, and what we should see is a beautiful even puck. We don't have channeling, so you kind of read the puck after you're done to make sure that everything looks good, and that looks really good.
Does it show your future?
As a future, well, it shows that I'm making an awesome cup of coffee. That's my future. So nice tap comes right out. That means we did a good job. Okay. Now we're going to do it all over again. We're going to make 2 shots of this, and since this is a flat white, we're going to go and start some milk. And for a flat white, you do a steamed milk at a low steam. You don't froth it. You more steam it to where it's almost like you were steaming skim milk is the consistency that you're looking for. Okay, so while that's going, we'll go ahead and put the kettle back on. And we're going to get another 16 grams into here. Can you just go and rinse this out and I can use that, thank you. Tamp it down. Okay. And same procedure as before. There you go. Make sure that the water is nice and hot. You want to, the issue with these kind of machines is that since you're not using an electrical outlet and you're not heating this up with like a separate source of power, that it gets cold and it doesn't allow for the high extraction rates that you want from like a manual or an automatic espresso machine or one that uses electrical power to plug in. Okay, here we go. This time we're going to try to do less water this time. Maybe it'll make it easier to clean out afterwards. So again, we're going to bring this up. Let the water seep in. Give it time. So because it's all gravity fed, the water will seep and it'll pre-infuse all of the grounds that are in the portafilter. So you don't have to exert any pressure for the water to seep through. All right, I think that's good. Let's press down. Get a little more air, get a little more pressure. There we go. Okay, and I think that was much better amount of coffee. So now this is a double ristretto pour or flat white. And I might actually have to get you to clean it again, sorry. I forgot I had to empty this. Oh yeah, we got that right on where I didn't have a lot of excess of moisture. All right, there we go. I mean, that still smells good. Okay, clean up. And I think we are ready for your coffee. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take so what we have is we have a lot of like typical milk frother kind of, we got the micro bubbles. What we're more interested in is the steamed milk underneath. So pour that in. Do your double ristretto pour. We're trying to knock down a lot of that foam. There you go. There's your flat white. Give that a try.
It's really strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see it's really like you are using 2 shots, but only 1 shot of water. So this is a much stronger flavored, strong caffeinated coffee as well.
The flavor lingers.
Oh yeah. Wow. It's got that nuttiness to it, that espresso nuttiness that's really good. Wow. All right, how are we doing our time?
We got 45 seconds.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do it. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't upset the, oh, I needed that cleaned out real quick.
You have another one here?
Oh yeah, we can just do that. So you don't want to disturb this water. So basically all the sediment's at the bottom, and what we're trying to accomplish here is to get all the extraction from the grounds that you possibly can without all the sludge and stuff at the bottom that you typically get with a French press. So what he says to do is we're going to put this in, and this is typically what you would do is plunge it. And the problem with that, I think I got that backwards, there we go, is that if you plunge it down, you're swirling all of the grounds back into it, and you're going to get all that sludge and everything else. So instead, what you're going to do is you're going to press it down until it's just in the water, kind of like that. And you see it's right under that line. And then you're going to use that to filter your water. So then I'm going to go ahead and pour. There you go. And then, oh wow.
So you don't push it down.
No, you don't push it down. And that's a really, really good, clean cup of coffee. Here, give that a try. It's not typical. It's almost like doing the Chemex when we use the filter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That's different than
What
I've never had that before.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's push it all the way down like you traditionally would. So, and the other trick is that you want to do it slow. You don't want to go fast with the front, even when you do the plunge. Bless you. And the idea is that you're pushing this down to the point. Here, I can use this actually.
Is it going to take the flavor?
It might. But what I'm more looking at is the consistency, is how much of the sludge and everything else that kind of got into the pour. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's much more bitter. Just from that little bit, just that plunging down. Because what you're doing is when the concept makes a lot of sense. Because as you push it down, you're agitating the, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Is you're agitating it. So all of that, that's where all the bitterness is going to be, is in the grounds. So
There's like almost no bitterness in this.
yeah.
That's such a better way to do this.
Yeah, this is a really, really good cup of coffee. And like if you're looking for just pure coffee kind of flavor, it's not rich. It doesn't have a lot of mouthfeel. So you are missing a lot of that kind of mouthfeel that you would like with an espresso,
Yeah.
or a shot. You know, also even just using the normal Chemex, I think you get more of the oils and stuff like that. So it kind of removes all of that. But what a good cup of coffee! Like imagine making a big one of these, and you could just drink this.
Yeah.
Like all morning.
Yeah.
And I traditionally don't like just normal black coffee. I like having sweetness in mine. So I add a creamer or milk or something like that. This doesn't need it at all. So that's a really good technique. And again, if you want any of the items that we're using here, check out our Amazon affiliate. Links in the description or down below. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate you. And we will see you tomorrow. See ya.